Well, hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mary Ellen. I am streaming from beautiful little Moonrise Cottage in southern Vermont. I am, Spirit saying, I am your clairvoyant. I am a clairvoyant person. I've been streaming messages and having lots of really mystical experiences my whole life, and I ended up here on YouTube, so it's great to be here. This is the Daily Love Forecast. What's the energy for today? Some of you are needing some assistance with a particular topic, and for the last couple days, we've been talking about the narcissist, haven't we? For some reason, Spirit's saying because that energy is up for healing now. So we had armadillo, the 2 days ago, I think, and then yesterday we had skunk medicine, and today we have weasel, which I laughed when I saw that come out. So here's what the book has to say about weasel energy. Weasel has an incredible amount of energy and ingenuity, yet it is a difficult power totem to have. It is not without significance that ermine and weasel pelt is worn by royalty, because weasel hears what is really being said. This is a great ability. Weasel eyes see beneath the surface of a situation to know the many ramifications of an event. This is a very rare gift. The chiefs in the ancient days sent Weasel to the enemy camp to smoke them for power. What are the medicines of the enemy? The chiefs would ask, and Weasel would know the answer. Never failed to give an accurate account of all the enemy's numbers, strengths, and weaknesses. It was Weasel who tearfully told the original people of the coming of the white boat people. So it goes on, much like that. Weasel fur changes color with the season. Silent Weasel has many lessons to teach you. Weasel was able to confound even great spirit. If this is your personal medicine, you seem to be saying, leave me alone, and I will do the same for you. So it talks about the notion of being a recluse and the power within that. The power to see the hidden. The power to understand beneath the surface, basically. So I'm going to leave that at that with Weasel, and there's still a lot of stream coming through about that. We're going to look into the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I'm going to pull one card from the Journey of Love, and then Spirit says, and then we're off to the races. So, meaning the Rider Waite. So we'll do a full Rider Waite reading. We'll see what this is all about. So basically what my guides are... Oh, look. I love it. All right, there it is. The lower world. Okay, Spirit saying the lower octave of being human if you are in this medicine in a way that is toxic, which is what we've been talking about. Thank you, Spirit. And one from the Journey of Love Oracle. Spirit, what is it this topic? What is it you want us to know? And Spirit's talking about healing, just so you know. If you haven't seen the readings from the last 2 days, and this is one of your issues, go check it out because you'll understand more. Spirit, what is the card from the Journey of Love Oracle that's going to inform the Rider Waite portion of this reading? So we're talking about, ooh, okay, there it is. Yeah. Drop into your heart. Of course. Of course. All right, so let's put these up here, and we'll talk a little bit. So weasel medicine, difficult to wield. You have to be powerful if you carry these types of things, and Spirit's talking to me about my clairvoyance and the ethics that it takes for me to do my life, etc. So circling back to the notion of somebody who may be struggling with narcissism, those people need healing. They need love. And in order to deal with them and to remain healthy ourselves, we have to be dropping into our heart and not get into a tug of war, power play with these types of folks, because you won't win. You're going to have to really arm yourself like Armadillo did. Look, these just fell right out. We'll look into those. So, in a sense, the lower world is where there's a lot of secret things, hidden wisdom. It takes someone really brave to go and see that, to strive there, Spirit's saying. So like a weasel who's able to dig, I think they dig tunnels, and they have this type of vision that Spirit was talking about. You know, Spirit says the reason for that is they're wounded and they need protection. And they are hyper vigilant to the detriment of themselves and everybody around them, because they're not able to just meet life in a face value kind of way. They always have to be manipulating, whether they want to be doing it or not. And the people who are really malignantly ill, yes, there's going to be malintent there. But you know, Spirit says there are lessons for us all in this medicine. Understand the ways in which you are not completely honest and above board. All right, there's a card. I think that's it for now, so we'll check that out. So, you know, while we explore the lower world, perhaps through somebody that might be a family member, a partner, a workmate, it's going to be a good idea to just come to really understand. I'm a nurse. For those of you that don't know, I worked for many years as a nurse, and I worked in psychiatrics. And one of the biggest challenges was for the nurses and the physicians and the aides to come to an understanding that when someone was being out of control or threatening, or, you know, some people really sort of like Weasel, they know where your weakness is and they're going to go straight for that in order to manipulate you. It's a symptom of a disease process. So it is from that perspective we can apply love, drop into our hearts, understand that maybe this is where this person is, and perhaps because they didn't get enough love or the kind of love that was needed that caused them to turn into this creature who may really want to come to the surface and be engaged with us. So, you know what? I love that this is the first card. Look at these. Look how sad and forlorn. That's what Spirit's talking about. So there we go, Six of Pentacles. You know, wanting some balance, wanting some advice, wanting some sage advice. Spirit's telling me to show you this some more in case you're not familiar. So if you're engaged in a love relationship, or they're talking about siblings now, you see the scales there of justice, bringing balance, wanting some sacred advice in order to have victory with whatever this issue is. And there's the Four of Cups. These folks don't know how to love because whatever happened to them causes them to live in this place. And it's a special form of torture. So understand that. Spirit's just talking obviously about oh boy, look at these cards. You know, about the sadness deep on the inside. And that's the way they experience life. It is what happens when they try to get into a relationship. It's the way they behave inside of a relationship, because often these folks are not able to feel compassion. They're not able to feel healthy emotion. And so they're walking through the world feeling like this. That's what's going on the inside. All right, that's what Spirit's talking about. So as with everything else, yep, you have to protect yourself. You have to have your armadillo on, Spirit says. And at the same time, you got to be loving and compassionate, because do you want to create more of that, or do you want to maybe create a safe space so this person can have their own process? It is love that transforms. And yesterday we were talking about the way to have your own boundaries and to, look, this is the picture of the narcissist. And they do want to be unchained, right? So how do you have your own boundaries, keep yourself safe, and be able to speak your truth to someone who you might feel is a weasel? I mean, weasel has a negative connotation, but there is something positive about the power. So you're watching literally a soul trying to unchain themselves. Look where they live. This is really kind of choking me up. And look, of course, Nine of Cups. Aren't they acting all arrogant? Do you see the curtain? They're walled off from the world. Arms are crossed. They might work their hardest to make you think they got it all, but we know what's really going on the inside. It's really interesting. And they are performing work on the inside, in the subconscious, trying to break free from this. That's what's coming out. All right, Spirit, let's see what's here. Oh, yeah, Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Just sitting, self-protecting. And you know what I love about this when I see Four of Pentacles? Do you see how they're holding that pentacle? And it looks as if the World card is embedded in their arms, almost as if at any minute that thing could spin, throw them off their seat, turn them right upside down. So I think that's the message about what the universe is trying to do for whoever you are. If this is your malady, Spirit says, know that you are loved. Know that there is healing for you. Know that Spirit says, we know how painful it is because we live with you. And we want you to be present. And we're supporting everything that you can do when you drop into your heart. It's going to be terrifying because it's a place where you're not used to being, because that's the most vulnerable place you can be. But you know what? We want you to come back to the surface, dear Weasel. It's interesting how Spirit's just speaking right to some of us. And, also, Spirit's saying be chaste. That's really interesting. I think that's with your mental process, meaning be honest, be pure. Now, Spirit's talking about Oprah. You know how Oprah will bring somebody who's had a crash in their life to the show, and she often talks about her own process. Celebrate your wound if that's possible. Name it, bring it out into the light of day so that you can celebrate the beginning of your healing with your community. And begin the process of holding your cups together with others. And look, Spirit said thank you. It's beautiful. Knight of Pentacles. It's going to take a long time. There are people out there, I think, who are watching this. You know what your challenges are, well, whether it's narcissism or not. Any place where you're not emotionally healthy or available to yourself and therefore to others that causes all this lack of balance. I am here to attest to you that it's a long process. But you do have, see how this is aligned? Something's turning for the Weasel medicine in all of us, okay? And we do have the intention to go forward. It is about bringing love and stability over a long-term process, and necessarily we do have to go slowly because it's intense. I remember when I first got, I love it, when I first got into therapy, many years ago, 30 years ago or something like that, I used to go to my therapist's office and lie the whole time because it was too stressful for me. And I wanted it, but I wasn't really ready. So that kind of stuff comes up for a reason. And then, my therapist knew, of course. I thought I was being so conniving. No, I was not, because we're transparent. So there are efforts being made. Whoever this message is for, just know that the spirit realm loves you and accepts you as you are, because they know transformation is what you came here for, or you wouldn't be here in 2019, would you? Spirit says. So love yourself, love your wounds, take it upon yourself to celebrate that you know that you're wounded, and begin the long, slow process of coming forward into your healing. It's interesting that the Hanged Man is here essentially in reverse. I think you've made a decision. Clearly, when we see this row, I love that that's there with Weasel. Thank you, Spirit, so much. So I am actually sending out my love. Spirit is saying there is love energy streaming to you, whoever you might be, Spirit says. If you need some critical moment of healing, or you need to start a process because you've identified something within yourself, that is cause for celebration. Absolutely. You unchange yourself, and you are changing your destiny. Because this looks like bounty, but it's actually emptiness. I love this. All right, so we're going to pick from the bag of runes. Spirit's going on and on. Just wanting you to know that you are loved. You are loved by the universe. The love of compassion. No matter what. So bring your desire for healing right to the sacred realm and start your process. Know that they are here with you, and you are no longer the Hanged Man. You have made your decision. Very exciting. That's what happens when you drop into your heart. You become vulnerable, and you go and you look at all your fears, and you see the way Weasel's looking at all the dark places, the shadow, right? It's not a negative place. It's just certain types of information that reside there. So Spirit, for all of us who have Weasel medicine, and I'm including myself because I'm human, I'm above ground. Spirit says I'm walking. That means I have healing to do. So let's join together within the spirit of this message. Full moon's coming. That's why it's coming out this way. It is a time of culmination. It is a time of healing. Full moon in Libra, super moon. Another 0 point where we can release things, come into the light, and begin the process of coming into love balance for ourselves. Okay, Spirit, what is the rune for today for this weasel medicine? Please give us a message. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. You know, some of you just probably don't know yet because you're new. Sometimes I just cry. That's the rune for joy. Ooh, sweet weasel, sweet wounded. Spirit says, love muffin. We love you. We love you. The universe loves you, really, truly. I'm going to read it from the book. Love this message. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So please hit the like button. If you haven't done it, make that a habit. It's very helpful to me. And make sure to check your soul cycle reading. It's on a playlist monthly on my channel. The soul cycle readings that talk about this, you know, what's your process individually, given your set point, your energy. It's going to be more and more important. So this is the rune for joy. It is on page 115 in case you have the book. Yeah, Spirit wants you to look at your process. That's what they're talking about, your soul cycle. So this is about light. Thank you, Spirit. This rune is a fruit-bearing branch. The term of travail, meaning difficulty, is ended, and you have come to yourself. In some regard, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. The shift that was due has occurred. Now you can freely receive Wunjo's blessings, whether they are in material gain or in your emotional life, or in a heightened sense of your own well-being. You know, when you break free and you own yourself, because you don't let those secrets and lies, whatever it was that happened to you, that wounded you, that caused you to need this much protection, to live in the darkness, when you break free from that and you begin to own those facts and yourself, you are stepping into the light, and it does feel joyful. So you will experience a heightened sense of your own well-being. This is an alchemical moment in which understanding is transmuted from knowledge. And we've been talking, if you go back a week or so, it was all about transmutation as a form of healing. And Spirit's talking about dragonfly, a lot of transition, a lot of healing. So you've come into this knowledge. The knowledge itself was a necessary but not sufficient condition. Now you can rejoice, having been carried across the gap by the will of heaven. And they are talking about, again, you're here in these moments in 2019. We're all here to get our healing because we're moving forward together as a group of souls. Love this. Joyousness accompanies new energy. Energy that was blocked before now. And Spirit's saying because of the astrology. Light pierces the clouds and touches the waters just as something lovely emerges from the depths. Look at that. Woo! The soul is illuminated from within at the meeting place of heaven and earth, the meeting of the sacred waters. There is new clarity which may call for you to renounce existing plans, ambitions, and goals, meaning walk away from your dysfunction. It is proper and timely for you to do so because Wunjo is a rune of restoration of the self, properly aligned with the self. Oh, I'm all choked up. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful for this message. Oh my gosh, I was kind of wondering where it was going a couple days ago. So folks, you know, stand together. Stand together in your woundedness. Know that you have to protect yourself. You can't be a fool. It's not good to make yourself a target for anybody. And understand the woundings of those around us. And they are a magnificent being who does deserve love and healing. And that's the way, Spirit says, that's the way you should address them. So really love and hugs, truly going out to everybody. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow And thanks so much for being here. Please always remember to hit the like button. It's the Google Analytics thing, you know?